Hey, we are live. We are live back again here, Sunday Night Alive. Before we get started, I got a question to ask. Are you being controlled by your fears or by your fear? Are you being controlled? I'm going to have a little music in the background, just a little bit. I apologize for being late, my friends. I want to welcome you to this episode from around the world. Again, are you managing your life? Are you managing your fear? Or is your fear managing you? We're going to take a few minutes out on this program today. Time is going to go by very quickly. Welcome from around the world. This is episode number 87 of Sunday Night Alive Power Hour with your host, Soldier of Self Mastery. I'm truly excited to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds really good, huh? Doesn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you episode 87. We're going to get into this and we're going to talk about fear. We're gonna talk about fear. We're gonna share what is fear. Better yet, what are your fears? So we're gonna talk about this on this episode, and we're gonna dig around a little bit. Before I do that, I want to read the proverb before I do anything. Proverb 119, 165. So it's a privilege and an honor once again to be here with you. I hope that you come to this program tonight hoping for something. Maybe you'll challenge me with a question, with something. Help me. And we walk away from this program more equipped to be able to manage the fear and our lives. Right? We want to move away from addiction. We want to move away from problem gambling, especially. So what is today's verse? It's Proverbs 119. Actually, it's Psalms 119, 165. Great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. Great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. I truly love this verse. Why do I like this verse, this proverb in particular? Because it talks about focus. It talks about not being moved in a spiritual sense. Anyways, let's get into this. What is fear? What is fear? Have you thought about that? What is fear? We're going to get into this here in a minute. And I'm actually going to read Wikipedia, which, by the way, fear is a noun. I know that not everybody knew that. I didn't know that. Fear is a noun. Did you know that? I didn't know that. No, I did, but I probably needed to be reminded. So welcome to the program. I see Sam. Hello, Sam. Welcome to Monica R. Hey, you're late. I know. I was running around with my granddaughter. It was her birthday, and I got caught up at the mall a little bit. Anyways, Jim, welcome to the program. I see we've got a few more people. They'll probably be coming on. We've got the Invisible Man and the Invisible Woman. Nahil, welcome to the program. Hey, so how is Sam? Wilson, welcome to the pro. This is episode number 87. And I thought, wow, I've done 87 episodes, and I'm still failing my way into some kind of success. This is fun. Hey, we're talking about fear. We're talking about managing your fear, right? What's more important? What is fear, or what is your fear, right? That's what's important. What is your fear? We're going to get into this, and hopefully by the time this episode is over, you'll be a little bit more empowered. All right? Like I will. Doing good, Sam. Thank you for letting me know. We're enjoying some really hot weather out here in Stockton, California. I don't know what kind of weather you're having, but hopefully it's good. And it doesn't matter what kind of weather is out there. What matters is the weather that you're holding on to right here, right? This is where the thermometer needs to be set. Would you agree with me? The thermometer needs to be set here because what the weather in here will affect the weather outside of you. Jesse, welcome to the program. 87th episode. Wilson, hello, Santos. Wilson, hope everything is going well. You know what? Honestly, I can tell you I'm working on making everything in my life and around me super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of. That's my philosophy. That's my crazy mentality. That's why I'm on YouTube, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. So I know that you're dealing with fear, and we're going to get into some house cleaning here in a minute. I know that you guys really like my house cleaning, right? Or better yet, they're just reminders. So I'm going to share something here. I want to read something here that I just dug up a little bit about fear. According to Wikipedia, okay? Now, fear is a feeling induced by perceived danger or threat that occurs in certain types of organisms, okay? Which causes a change in metabolic and organ functions and ultimately a change in behavior. So fear can impact your life in many different ways, but in particular, it can also cause you to change your behavior or to affect your. Now, such as fleeing, which is running, right? Moving away from something, hiding, or freezing. You're paralyzed. You ain't going forward. From perceived traumatic events. Okay, now this is Wikipedia, right? That's not mine. That's Wikipedia, right? That's not mine. It says an irrational fear is called a phobia. Okay, we know you. In fact, when was the last time that you asked yourself that question? What is fear? What does fear mean? You know, what is fear? Or better yet, what we need to ask ourselves is, what are my fears, right? What are your fears? So I want to get some responses here in a little bit, see what you guys, am I the only one that's living scared today? No. You know, you want to live fearless, right? What does living fearless mean? Does it mean that you completely dominate fear and fear goes away? No, because we know that danger is a type of fear and danger is needed. We need danger, right? Well, we need to be warned, pre-warned from impending an experience that could be very, very disastrous. So fear in that sense is very positive and it's needed. But we're talking about the fear that you may be encountering in your life that's keeping you from moving forward. You're facing something. Each and every one of us are facing something that it's there. Maybe we're hiding from it. Like I read, we're running from it. We're fleeing from it, or we're freezing, or we're hiding from it. It's something that's happened, or something that you're imagining can happen, that you're thinking about, imagine. Or it's something that's already happened, or that's you're going through right now. Maybe you're feeling some physical experience that's causing you to have fear, right? So it's really it's kind of mind-boggling how all of this works inside your head. And we're gonna do a little bit of digging around a little bit here. So let me see. We've got a few people that have joined on tonight, and hopefully this is going to be a program that's going to empower us, man. I need to be empowered, man. I need to manage my fears. I need to do it. How about you? Do you need to manage your fears? Even the little ones that you think may not be hurting you. So Yumoto, Jesse, welcome to the program. I see the numbers are climbing. That is good. By the way, we may be doing something on Fridays. I'm thinking about maybe doing a Google Hangout where we can actually see the camera. Each and every one that joins on Fridays, I'm really thinking about moving doing something on Fridays. It's not a possibility completely yet, but I'm wanting to do that. And I'm hoping that I can get some feedback, man, because I truly want, what is it that we want? We want to move forward faster. We can't stay where we're at, my friends. This world is moving, it's evolving. We got to move forward, especially if you want to generate more income. Generating more income can be the solution to a lot of problems. It's not going to make you happy, but the lack of it, what is it? The lack of money doesn't make you happy either. I think the lack of money makes you sad. But in order to move forward, we got to manage our fears. So there's a lot of things that happen. The process of fear going on inside your mind. Let's get into this, my friend. So Monica Nahil, Judy Davis, hey, welcome to the program. Judy says, we destroy ourselves and gamble. I know I beat myself up because the fear of not acceptance from family, and some people are that lift me up. Comment. Thank you, Judy, and welcome to the episode. Yeah, let's talk about this. First of all, we are destroying ourselves if we're moving. We all have addictions. You and I, we all have addictions, and some addictions are causing us a slow suicide. That's the truth. If you have an addiction in your life and it's eating away at you and it's causing you to blow your money, it's causing you to be depressed, it's causing you to hide and do different things, you're on a slow suicide, my friend, and I'm going to be upfront with you and tell you the truth. You're killing yourself. You're killing your life. Okay? And that's no way to live. But fear is a big topic. Let me see. We're going to get back to Judy here. Nahil says, my fear is that life will pass me by. Well, is life passing you by? You have to answer that for yourself right now, Nahil. Is life passing you by? And it could be that fear, whatever it is, that you must manage. You have to face it, right? That's a good post there. Thank you for sharing that. Jim says, my fear is that reptilian creature in the back of my mind. Yeah, flight. The part that has a process in the mind, right? The reptilian part of our brain, is it the amygdala that causes us to flight or fight? So there's a process that goes on in our brain with fear. And can we honestly explain what fear is? I don't think we really can. We can describe it kind of like the wind. You can't really see you can't see the wind, but yet you can see what it does. You can see the effects of it, right? Same thing with fear. You can't see fear. In fact, I was asking a nurse earlier today, what is fear? And she started thinking about the little wheels were turning. I could see the wheels were turning. And she was giving some good answers, but we really, we all have individual things that we're facing. You and I, it's very, very personal. And some of these things are thoughts. They're not even experiences. And they're stopping you in your tracks. These thoughts, these beliefs, these fears, these phobias, they're stopping you in your tracks. And I'll share a little bit about some of the things that I've been going through. Scared me to run away, get really angry. Even imagine, like Jim, you're talking about something imagined. Thank you, Jesse, for saying hi, Sam. And thought it was coming on at 5 for a moment. No, we're usually here at 4 o'clock. It's just I was running late today, so I apologize. Yumoto, fear is the single biggest reason for lack of success and personal achievement. Fear is the single biggest reason. It's really strange. I know, Monica, I'm late. Thank you. You know that when you're gambling, you're actually fearless when when an addiction is manhandling you. In a sense, you're living fearless. You're doing things. You're saying things. You're going to places. You're hanging out with people. Maybe you won't hang out with people that if you're gambling, that can be very lonely. Any addiction can be a very lonely addiction, but generally, um, it depends on how it's affecting you and what it is that you're going through. But we're fearless, really, when you think about it. The things that you do as a problem gambler to get into the casino, and yet now that we've walked away from problem gambling, we've walked away from that addiction. Now we're dealing reality, and we're living in fear. Somehow you and I need to tap into that fearlessness that's inside of us. While we were doing that thing, we need to tap into that and bring it into the reality of today. How do you do that? How do you tap into that? It's already inside you. You have it inside you. Um, well, I believe very strongly. My observation is, number one, you got to want more. But if you're problem gambling and you're stuck there, you're afraid to move out of that comfort. You're already in pain. You're miserable. You're killing yourself. You're destroying everything in your path, but yet you're still there. There's a fear factor. For instance, I'm going to be bringing out GABA pretty soon, right? GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy, new and improved. It's going to be a phenomenal program. I'm coming out with a new book pretty soon. It's going to be it's going to be an excellent project. Some people are going to look at that. They're going to be afraid to jump into the water. Something that can help you. And I understand that. I have my own fears, right? That I have to manage. I have to manage them. I managed them pretty well today. I managed them pretty well yesterday. Tomorrow will come again. I have to, it's like I don't like using the word hustle, but you got to get out there and hustle if you're going to generate income. Now, I generate income part-time to keep my dream alive. To be here in front of you, I work part-time. To be able to create my books, because I self-publish with my partner Cephas, I invest money in that to help people. So all of these things that I do, there's a fear factor, but you gotta, what are people going to think of me if they find my book? I had a book, the Little Red Book, had many mistakes. I found out after 3 or 4 publishings. You know what? I don't care what people think of me. You have to manage your fears. If my book came out messy. It was a mess. Okay, so I gave up on it. No, redo it again. I don't care. I'm sharing a little bit of my story. My point is that you have to manage. Now, I want you to think about this. There is a very positive side to fear, right? We know that it's called danger, warning. It warns the body. It warns the brain. Too much fear releases cortisol in the body, and it can cause you to become sick. In fact, fear, even perceived fear, can kill you. It can cause your heart to stop. It can cause you to panic. People have panic attacks. They end up in the hospital. They're driving. It can happen in all kinds of ways. It's really strange, but it's true. Imagine that. A thought can actually kill you. So you and I must manage. I know Jim was talking about the reptilian part of the brain. That's part of the process that causes you and I to run or to fight. They call it flight or fight. So the brain is working magnificently, receiving all these signals right through our eyes, our ears, even physical touch, even food, right? You can get fear. Fear can hit you from something that you eat that doesn't taste right. Maybe you think it's poisoned, or you start choking on something. I remember one time I was eating fish, and I eventually, I know it was a big bone because it was a fish bone that got caught in my throat, and it was in there, and I started panicking really bad, because if you've ever had a fish bone caught in your throat, it doesn't feel good. It's very, very strange feeling. So for several hours, I can feel that bone in my throat, and I thought, man, that thing's going to stay stuck there. And I remember, in fact, I think I even went to the hospital. And later on that evening, I was eating a piece of bread, something I was eating, and it went down. But it was very fearful. So, of course, that was an experience. It wasn't a thought. Um, but I want to ask you a question because we've been talking a lot of this negative stuff. But imagine what would, you know, what if you could manage your fear? You know, what does that look like to you? You know, can you see it in your mind? Can you take a minute right now and see it, how, what it would look like to you if you managed those fears? Don't hide on me because you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they are, but you do. Imagine if you managed those fears. What would that do for you? I mean, could you name one sure thing that it would do for you or be for you? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write your answers down on a piece of paper. I hope that you're taking some notes. Santos, you're not taking notes. I already did. They're all on here. Even on the backside. I'll give you a little bit of my cheat sheet. I'm not going to get through the whole program. But what's important is your fears. So let's get into this. I got some few more people there. Oh, I got to get into this part here, man. Santos, come on. You're having a brain fart. Listen, Santos, don't bust my chops, all right? All right, man. We'll do it off screen, not in front of the people. All right. All right, man. I'm going to hold you accountable. I told you I talked to myself. Why join Soldiers of Self-Mastery? Why be a part of this family if you haven't subscribed to Soldiers of Self-Mastery? Why join us? Why not? I mean, you can learn, you can grow, you can challenge yourself, you can challenge me. I think I'm helping a few folks. Why not join us? Subscribe to the tribe, my friend. Why give money to this mission? I give money to this mission. And if you benefit, if you're benefiting in some way, you know where your money goes. You know that money is tied to your heart. It's tied to your wallet. And money can make you feel good. It can also make you feel a little depressed. Money might even cause fear. So when you give to this mission, you're supporting me. You're supporting me helping other people. And you're going to get help. You're going to be refreshed in the process too. So a gift of $25 or more is going to get you a free book. I think you can see it in the background. No, it's going to be the new revised book. Or whatever you can give, my friend. I truly appreciate you for giving. I thank you ahead of time. So it means a lot to me when people give because I know they're giving. You know, again, when you pull out money out of your pocket, that hurts a little bit, okay? But remember, it always comes back to you. When you give into a good cause, when you sow seed into a good cause, it's going to come back to you in some great way. All right, talked about GABA's coming pretty soon. And my books, I'll be promoting the heck out of all this stuff pretty soon. So, but you can always go to soldiersofselfmastery.com and check out the service station from there. So let's get back to what your life would look like. All right. Let me see if I get some answers, man. I got a few people that are on here. Come on, my friends. You guys are participators. I know you are. We're going to get back to Judy here in a minute. Let me see. Jesse, fear to me is present, but we should not allow fear to be our master, if that helps. Yeah, exactly. You must manage your fear. Fear is never going to go away. You're going to have fear every day. Just when you think you've conquered everything, you get new fear, right? People talk about being fearless. Well, you got to manage your fears, and there's a way to do that. Hey, Nancy. All right. I have a fear of flying. Me too. In my dreams, I fly. And sometimes I fly too high and I just want to come down and I become fearful in my dreams. It's kind of strange. Or I end up flying, right? I'm flying through the city, whatever. I'm running from something or I'm flying away from something. Next to I get right in front of the ocean. Oh man. Ooh, in my dream, I'm like, this is not going to happen, man. I am not going to fly over this ocean. We're talking about serious fright. So somehow I try to backtrack and I end up getting out of that position. But if you've ever, and I know, I believe that you're talking about an airplane. I believe that's what you're talking about. So I'm kind of being a little facetious here, but I'm telling you, I have a phobia in my dream that whenever I begin flying real high over a city or something where it becomes huge, or the ocean especially, oh man, you know what? Um, I do my best to go right back that dream door and shut the door, man. I want to go right back out. I do not want to stay in that dream. Come on. I got to get out of this dream. I got to go into another one real quick. So thank you for bringing up that point, Laura. Uh, Managing, let me see. Jim says managing is turning your perception around and taking control. Laura says I just came across an old brochure from Pachanga Casino in California. Well, I can tell you what you can do with that. I think you already know what you should do with that one, right? Hey, Barnyard. Is it Barnyard Fire? Optimistically cynical. All right. That sounds like fear to me. Optimistically cynical. Is there fear involved in that title there? There's a new five-star Bukai restaurant in my area, but it's hard to get a table because it's first come, first serve. Well, you got to first come, first served. There you go. Jesse says fear, anxiety go together or separate to you. Anxiety is another form of fear, like panic, right? You got panic. I mean, you've got excess worry, you've got unwanted thoughts, you've got anxiety, you've got fright, you've got panic, and then you become a coward. Remember earlier I said that fear can change your behavior. I remember the life that I was living before I began to transform the way that I think. I was living a life of fear. And I'm kind of looking at Judy's every time I go, she's talking about family, the fear of family. Find myself back at those stupid machines. But you said something earlier about family acceptance. I was living a life of fear. I would not be in front of the camera 4 or 5 years ago, like on a live program like this. I would not pick up the phone. I would not knock on a door and try to help a family with life insurance. I don't know if you understand anything about the life insurance industry, but I can tell you honestly, life insurance agents go through a lot of shit every single day. And we have to manage our fears because if we don't, we won't eat. I work part-time as a life insurance agent protecting families. My goal is to educate the family on what we do for them within the first 24 to 48 hours. It's not about selling a life insurance. It's about protecting the beneficiaries because when you die, somebody passes away within the family, they're gone. It doesn't really matter to them. What matters is to the beneficiaries. That's what I do. I help the family. I help the beneficiary. So every day I have to manage my fears because if I don't, I become paralyzed. I'm not going to make any money. In fact, that could even hurt my dream. So you may have a business right now. You may have a job that you work, but you have a dream. Maybe your dream is to get away from problem gambling. Maybe that is your dream. You're not facing that fear factor that you have to step into something. There's something that you have to do. Maybe you need to watch more videos. Maybe you need to do journaling. Maybe you need to practice talking to yourself in front of the mirror. Uh, or maybe you have to get a life coach. I do offer life coaching services, and maybe you have to humble yourself and pay a life coach to help you, or go to some kind of a program, right? You got to face that fear. You got to manage that fear. There's something inside you that's blocking you, even though you're in pain and you're hurting and you're destroying everything in your path. Isn't that weird how ironic it is? We'd rather stay there. On the other side of fear is your victory. But yet we stay there in that slump, in that filth, drowning, bleeding. You know, was it Laura? I'm not sure if it was Laura. We talk about we beat ourselves down, and okay, but ultimately, fear is going to change your behavior. Now, fear can change your behavior in a negative sense, but it can also change it into a positive sense, right? When I go out there and I'm knocking on doors, I've had people threaten me and leave me messages. You know what? If you leave me a voice message with cuss words and this and that, I had one the other day. I've had a couple of them. I'm going to call you back and I'm going to threaten you. No, I'm not. I'm not going to threaten you, but I'm going to call you back and I'm going to apologize to you and I'm going to listen to what you have to say. Right? I had an individual that cursed me out over the phone. So I called him. He said what he had to say, and I said, look, I'm a veteran. I help veterans and senior citizens. I apologize if I offended you. He thought about what he said. He had some good points in what he said. You know, you're advertising by putting your flyer on my door that I'm not home. Anybody can see that break into my house. True. So does FedEx. So does the U.S. Postal Service. So does United Parcel Service. So I'm not the only one. I called this guy up anyways. He humbled himself and he says, oh, I apologize. My silence kind of, after I said what I said to him, humbled him. Anyways, I'm this new person today. I'm on a journey and I'm sharing this with you because I can do this today because I'm willing to manage my fear. Because I know that if I don't manage my fears are going to manage me. And I want to get ahead in life, right? I want to write more books. I want to have more time. I want to do speeches. I want to travel the world and encourage you on the other side. That's what I really want to do, right? Lifetime, being a life agent, that's part-time for me. I enjoy what I do, but even coaching is a little bit fearful. Doing coaching with people, writing a book, coming on this episode every Sunday is a little bit fearful. I have to manage that fear. And I'm doing it, man, so don't bust my chops. Are you doing it? Or are you going to do it? So I shared a little bit. But think about what does your life look like? What does it feel like to you if you are managing your fears? What if you went out Monday and you tackled that thing that you've been putting off for 6 months or 12 years? Or maybe last week you knew. Your boss told you to do something, or your spouse, or something got in the way and I don't want to do it. It's too painful. They're gonna reject me. Oh, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna pass the test. Why try? All these things, man, that get in the way. No, man. You got to be a hustler, like they say in the movie. Let me see what's going on. Am I preaching too much here for you guys? Family can be the worst. I feel your pain, Monica says. Nancy Bogart says, I do things now, anything not to go. Okay, anything not to go. 25 days. Woohoo! Congratulations, Monica. You know what? It's just going to get easier for you. That trophy's getting bigger. You can do it, man. You can do it. I mean, man, not man. You can do it. I'm rooting for you. I'm in the trenches with you. I'm in the valley. Hey, we're gonna fight the scorpions and the vultures, the dream vultures, and those spiders, those nasty spiders with the long legs. You know what I'm saying? You ever see that? There's the black widow. Is it the black widow that has that hourglass, big red? Have you seen a big one of those with the long legs? I'm already causing fear. Anyways, we're doing it, Monica. Yes. All right. Jesse, excellent of going to the casino. What if I win, but the fear may have to deal with the loss spent of money, which I shouldn't have spent. Yep. See? The fear. Well, it's the head game. In the Bible, it says that a double-minded man is unstable. So there's a game going on inside your head, Jesse. You got to You got to win that game, my friend. You must find ways to win that game, and you can do it. Now, how do we manage fears though? How do we conquer fears, and how do we manage fears? Because a lot of these things are in our own head. So I'm already giving you the solution, right? You know what it is. You know, most of us already know the answers to what it is that we need to be doing or saying. We know. But if you're not eating good, in the neighborhood, Applebee's. No, I'm not talking about eating Applebee's. Judy, yeah, you're still there. If you're not associating with the right people, if you're not reading the good books, if you're not practicing managing your fear, if you're not, you have to do it. You have to do it. And the way that you do it is through inspiration, right? You need inspiration, you need motivation. Now, you should be able to do it without inspiration and motivation, but sometimes sometimes you need a cup of coffee early in the morning to face your fear. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody, a phone call. Hey, what do you think about this? And you just do it, man. You make up your mind and you just do it. You look at the cons, and you look at the pros, and you look at the cons, right? I know there's a few of you guys that have businesses on this episode in this program that follow Soldiers of Self Mastery. You interact with me, and I appreciate you're part of this family. Okay, you're a soldier, soldierette. You face fear. You have a business. There's things that you got to do. There's things that maybe you're thinking about doing. The fear of most. You know that most businesses last from 6 months to a year. And I believe very, very strongly the reason why most businesses fail is because they don't know how to manage their fear. They have clients, they have leads, and they don't follow up. They don't call them back. They don't associate. They don't try to build up a relationship. And that's basically what destroys a company and destroys a business. People, right? If you don't have enough people, no customers, you're not going to bring in any income. So somebody's got to be out there doing the sales. When I go out and I knock on doors, or I make phone calls, or I ask you, hey, um, is your family covered? Does your family have a protection plan? You could be somebody I don't know. I'm managing a fear right then and there. In fact, that's how I generate leads sometimes. I go out and I talk to people out in town, people that I don't know. That's not an easy thing to do. I wouldn't have done that before. But hey, Papa's got to eat, right? I like spaghetti, man. Sometimes a little garlic bread on the side with a nice tall glass of cold mineral water from my friend Doctor from Basic Reset, from Dr. Fred Kaufman and Kim Kaufman. And all of that takes money. Anyways, I'm going too far here with this. Actually, you can never go too far. But what would your life be like? Right? Fearless means taking control. You will never eliminate fear. Come Monday, ask yourself the question, how am I being fearless today? If you want to share it, how are you being fearless today? Anybody want to share how are you being fearless today? Hey, there's Nathan, the Australian Health Show. There we go. Welcome to episode number 87. Or did I read it right? Did I read it wrong? Let's see. Am I seeing things? Come on, Santos. He's not on here. I thought that was Nathan. No. Anyways, how are you handling your fear? How are you? Oh, there it is. Thank you. The Australian Health Show. How are you handling your fear? Are you handling your fear? Are you going to handle your fear? Okay, we're getting ready to wind down here. This episode's running long. What else do I got? How will your life be different? Nate, there we go. And I am alive. Right on. How are you going to handle, how are you going to manage that fear that's in front of you, my friend? How are you going to do that? Are you going to keep putting it off? You know, uh, are you going to keep putting it off? Or will today be the day that you make a decision and say, you know what? Fluff this, man. I'm going to manage my fear. Or are you going to let your brain continue to process fear in a way that's going to send a signal to your body to run? It's all here, man. Fear has to go through here, and then it runs through your body, right? It's either going to release adrenaline. Of course, cortisol is being addressed through fear too, I believe. But we want excitement. We want oxytocin. We want the endorphins to be floating around. That gives us good energy to just go forward. You know, make the phone call, knock on the door, ask the question, step away from that thing, right? Face reality. Face the damage that you've caused. Face it. How are you going to do it? Right? When it comes, I say 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Exactly. But you and I must take action. See, we can say it, we can confess it, but we have to take action. And that's what is the challenging area, is to take the action, right? We can talk about it, we can think about it, but to actually do it. You have to actually do it. How are you going to change your present circumstances? How? By changing your present circumstances, by changing you, by changing what you do. Right? Hey, remember to subscribe to soldiersofselfmastery.com/happier. Share this video if it makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, trash it. Give to this mission. You help yourself. Like I said, $25 or more is going to go towards a good cause, and it's going to get you a free book. All I need is just a P.O. box or an address once you donate that $25 or more. And I'll sign it. The book isn't on Amazon yet, so it's in the makings. It's coming. It's coming. So how are you going to get uncomfortable, my friend? How are you going to get? What is going to motivate you to become uncomfortable and face your fear? Manage your fear. Hey, Stephen, welcome to the program. Let me see. Stephen Little. I have lost all I have been since gambling since Saturday morning. Now I only have 40 pounds left. Lost all my savings. Can get over it. Don't know what happened. Well, Stephen, you made a choice. You thought you were going to have fun. You had some money. You should have donated it to mission, to Soldiers of Self-Mastery, at least a part of it. That way you wouldn't have lost it all. And you would have helped, and you would have gotten help too. And I really mean that. Those of you guys that are throwing money into a casino, listen, this is a worthy cause. If you're going to come on here, take that next step and face the fear. Send $20, send $10, send $50. You know, help build this mission versus building a part of the casino, because that's what you're doing. You're building up the casino, and the casino is going to continue to eat you, and it's going to continue to eat other people in your town. So is it a good idea to give money to Soldiers of Self-Mastery to help other people? You decide on that. soldiersofselfmastery.com/donate. Okay. Soldiers of Self-Mastery/donate. Judy says, facing yourself is a fear. It's insane to drive 80 miles to a casino in Florida. Almost got hit by a truck. I'm not laughing, but I've been there. Yeah, almost got hit by a truck. I got hit by a vulture, a pretty good sized vulture. So, and I probably took that thing out. I gambled from 10. Why am I still doing this? Well, Judy, again, you haven't made the full decision. Why haven't you made the decision? There's a fear factor in there. Think about this for a moment, Judy. What would your life be like if you weren't gambling? Can you see yourself doing things? Can you see yourself going for a walk on a Saturday morning, a Saturday evening? Can you see yourself paying all your bills off? Hey, can you see yourself sending $10 to this mission? Right? And you might be laughing, Santos. Well, here's the thing, you got to see it in your mind, you got to visualize it, you got to practice. This is part of managing your fear. You're not going to overcome gambling if you don't overcome it in your mind. You really shouldn't be asking yourself, why am I still doing this? What you need to ask yourself is, what is it that I need to do, or what is it that I need to ask myself in order to give myself the right answers to move myself away from this thing? That's why we need counselors. That's why we need coaches. We need people that are already ahead of us. I do offer coaching if you want to take that on. It is a financial investment to anybody. And so this is where we're at, my friends. If we don't face these, our lives are just going to crumble. It's a slow suicide. We're going to go downhill. You'll end up losing everything. And who knows, you may even end up in a hospital getting pumped up full of pills where you lose your mind. Because there are people in institutions today with their minds gone, pumped up full of pills because of gambling. It went too far. It plays with your mind. You remember that, right? What's going on is up here. And fear, panic, phobias, all of these things that hold us back, they can literally kill you. You can actually stop breathing from a panic attack of a thought of fear. I've never really read about anybody dying in their sleep, but people do die. People do die in their sleep. What causes somebody to die in their sleep? Heart attack, fear, something they're facing financially. Maybe they're a problem gambler, or a serious addict to something that's crippling them. Nahil says anger should be towards the casinos. The establishment is destroying lives. If you find gamble, you can help others with a worth cause. Exactly, Stephen. Laura says there is nothing worse. Sorry to hear that I was in the same state of mind and I lost what took me a year to put that money away. It hurts, man. It hurts. Laura says, you got to keep trying, Stephen. It takes practice to quit. Well, I commend each and every one of you guys that are on this program because you're learning something. I'm hoping that you walk away with something, because knowledge is not power. You can learn all you want, but if you don't apply it, if you don't practice it, if you don't put it to work, it does you no good. Like they say, the proverbial statement, it goes in one ear and it comes out the other. So people drop dead from adrenaline rush. Yep, too much excitement. Too much excitement, not enough excitement. That's true. Don't give up. We're all in the right place. That's right. As long as you know that you're going forward, even if it's turtle speed, TS. You guys know about TS? Turtle speed? As long as you going forward, man, that's the key. But if you're going forward and going back, and then going back some more, then going forward, now you got to find a reason for wanting to go forward all the way. You must find a reason to face your fear. You must find a reason to manage, because if you don't, you're not going to burn the boats. You're not going to burn the bridge. You'll be able to go back and forth. You'll go back and forth like a seesaw. In my book, I talked about musical chairs, right? You're always looking for that chair to sit down. You ever played musical chairs? You remember that? Next you know, they move the chair on you. You thought you had, boom, they just move the chair. That's how life is with musical chairs. It wasn't until I made a final decision and said, Lord, what is my I found the chair, I sat on it, nobody moved it. My musical chairs game was over. Man, that felt good. So, all right, my friends, I'm getting ready to wind down here. I'm getting cotton mouth. Jesse, yes, practice ignoring the invites and get stronger by doing that. Enjoy other things. Strengthen your mind, Jesse. I guarantee you. You start empowering yourself. Jim Rohn said, work on yourself more than you do on your job. Okay? Self-empowerment, self-improvement, tie into the books, get into the videos. This program on Sundays, chat with me, interact with me, be open about yourself, be honest about yourself, be at least transparent. I'm not asking you to strip naked, but you gotta come forth. You gotta come out of that closet, for yourself primarily, first of all. You're not coming out of the closet. You're not stepping out of that dark bubble for somebody else. You're doing it for yourself. Be selfish for a minute. I guarantee you your success. So, what are you going to do? Can you see yourself? Can you see your new life? Can you see yourself? Come hang out with me for a day so you can see what managing your fears is all about. Lightweight, light stuff, man. All right. Let me see. Well, it's hard to leave when you are there. It's a hook. Yeah, that's why, Judy, the point is to get yourself to not to go in there. That's where it needs to be fought, the battle. And again, the battle's up here. You got to fight the battle up here. A double-minded man is unstable. Okay, the reason why you're unstable is because you're double-minded. You haven't put your blinders on. You got to be like the horse, right? Mr. Ed. You put your blinders on. Jesse, I believe it was Jesse that said, get rid of the distractions. You got flyers in the mail. You see the billboards. Your friend calls you up and say, hey, man, I just got a bonus for $300 from work. Now let's go up to the ranch. Let's go. I can't, man. What do you mean you can't? No, not doing it anymore. Sorry. Face your fear. Tell the truth. Laura says, I feel safe. I feel better not going to the community. Me too. Nahil says, self-exclusion and Santos have helped me tremendously. Thank you, Nahil. I appreciate that. You guys inspire me too. I want you to know that. You honestly do. You may not realize it, but you're inspiring me too, because, what goes around comes around. So if you give, it's going to come back to you, man. It's the law. That's why some of you guys that are giving your money to the casino, you got a major problem. By faith, I'm challenging you to take some of that money and send it to somebody. If you don't send it to me, give it to some charity that you believe in, man, and let it come back to you. That's less money that you're giving to the freaking casinos, man. They're going to eat you, man. Remember last week I said it's not what you eat, it's what's eating you from the inside, the fear. All right, my friends. All right, Laura, Nancy, Nahil, Jesse, Wilson, Monica. What was the other one? The Instincts. Stephen Little, Sam, Jim, Nancy Bogart, Judy Davis. Am I going over the same names? I am, huh? There we go. All right, my friends. All right, my friends. I'm going to see you guys on another episode next week. Join me. Maybe we'll take this topic on a little bit more. We'll talk about managing. Maybe we'll talk about how to really manage your fears. And you can tell me if you did. Because if you're here, you need to be learning and growing, my friends. So, All right. Time to take action now. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. From the top of my heart, I salute each and every one of you guys. Listen, it's a beautiful Sunday. I don't know where you're at. I know I've got some other things that I got to take care of. Temptations out there. It's gonna, if you got money in your pocket, it's itching. Manage your fear. Manage your fear. Say no to that thing because you can. Because Soldier of Self Mastery said you could. If I can, you can. All right, I'll see you on the next episode, my friends. And anybody else that wants to say, let's see, anything here? You've been a great audience today, ladies and gentlemen, from the top of my heart. Santos, send me money, huh? Saying bye. All right, I'm going to send you money. There it is. Receive it. Use it wisely. Don't go into the casino. Monica, shout out. Thank you, Monica. All of you guys that have been supporting the Heal, Monica, Jim, and the rest of you guys that have given to this. Nancy, you guys have supported me. You have supported this mission. You believe in me. I believe in you. I'll see you next Sunday.